had a quick look at your website and read your bio and noticed that you actually have a sort of circus arts background and sort of grew up in musical theatre.
Yes.
So what made you get into that stuff in the first place?
What made me get into musical theatre was the first time I ever started performing was in early elementary school, primary school, and my teacher, who I had in the 3rd grade and the 5th grade, ran a musical theater program that ran year round. We did big productions, and at 10 I joined that theater company.
Okay.
And then in that company I learned how to juggle. I learned a lot of dance. I started getting involved with the Cleveland Opera. Cleveland, Ohio is where I'm originally from.
Okay, yeah.
And then that evolved into my own. By the time I was 17, I had my own clown business.
Oh wow.
So I was doing magic juggling, balloon sculpting, and I brought animals, and I did fire breathing. And, I mean, I still do a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not so much the animal stuff, though.
Yeah. It's very entrepreneurial of you.
It's the only thing I knew how to do, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And so what made you get into songwriting? Where was the transition to that?
You know, my senior year in high school, when I graduated, I wrote a song, and I really liked it, and I did it for my senior piece in my theater company.
Okay, yeah.
And from then I went to, I still stayed in musical theater, but I moved to New York. That's where I met Jason Mrazek. We teamed up and we became roommates, and then we started writing songs there. But a lot of the songs were like, we wrote a song with 250 words that start with the letter B.
Okay, yeah.
Or we wrote a song about, you know, how bummed we were because we were living on pizza.
Yeah.
You know, just like ridiculous stuff.
A lot of games.
And then eventually I developed actually a comedy routine.
Okay,
To song, but I freestyled. I would sit in freestyle rapping, making stuff up off the head and hip hop kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And people liked that element of my show, and so I developed, and then it developed even more to a real all-encompassing show, kind of like a vaudeville sing-along, hip-hop folk optimism show.
Oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, you sort of fell into everything. It just seemed like a natural progression.
It just developed. It kind of formed itself.
Were your family creative background, or?
Well, very creative people, yes, very creative people. But I mean, very Midwestern too. You know what I mean? My mom is just, my mom and dad are very kind of like they got brought up very traditionally, American traditionally, and my dad was he had a very creative side to him. Though he was a diesel mechanic, he worked on diesel trucks, but he can craft things. He was like a first place model boat craftsman, and we had but we had weird things in my house. Like we had 3 6-foot alligators in my house, and we had like real alligators. And like we had a guillotine in the living room. Like so my dad was kind of out there. Like he saw like 4 UFOs, and we tried to go after Bigfoot. So that aspect of my family. So it was really interesting because when I kind of throw it out there, they just laugh. You know, they get it. You know, my family gets it first, which is awesome because sometimes your family gets it last, and then and then they're
that's
like,
usually the way.
I don't get it. But my family was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, did you study with the songwriting and music? Did you study music as a subject? Because you said you sort of did it at school, musical theatre. But was it, did you learn chord structures and theory and with music?
Well, I mean, I took some theory, and I took a lot of like private acting lessons, private music lessons. So I was a drummer for a long time, and then when I went to college, you had to take theory, and to be honest, I never paid attention. My theory sucks, and my theory is that I have no theory. So it's just I'm very much a feeling player, and but I definitely took my share of classes and private training and just to develop a sense of knowledge of music, but it's not.
But it doesn't rule the way you sort of.
It doesn't rule the way I write and think. It doesn't say, "Oh, I must go to the this," or "I gotta go to that," or "What am I into this?" I just, which a lot of musicians, you may poke me in the side and go, "Hey, you should come over sometime, and I could show you what arpeggiated, whatever."
Whatever,
And to some extent, I know a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I'm making myself sound dumbed down, but it's just the way that it works for me.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
just
different.
Okay.
Okay, and do you do co-writing, like you co-wrote with Jason Mraz? Do you do a lot of other co-writing with other
I always write with people. Yeah, I write
Yeah.
with people a lot. A lot of times I sit in on other people's stuff. Nothing that has gotten any sort of like mass publicity or mass sales as I've done with Jason, which is 4 different albums now.
Yeah.
And I mean, but him and he is my primary person I write with.
Yeah.
I have another 2 guys back in LA that I write with for my albums.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm writing a kids album now with another friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh,
And then I'm also working with another type of writing, which is like musical writing, with a DJ that we're working on, like a straight up hip hop EP.
Okay.
Like just on our own time.
Yeah.
But it's he's composing all the beats, so that's another type of writing. So.
Yeah. So you seem to dabble in sort of all different styles and all different arts and.
Yeah, I love to get into
very rounded.
the creation of the artwork for the album. I love to get into the creation of the T-shirts, the merchandise. I'm not a painter, but I love to paint. I'm not a farmer, but I love to garden, so I like to dabble.
Do you find the art's like a therapeutic sort of thing, or just a way of life, or just?
It's all encompassing.
All encompassing.
Just like everything is, it's all the same. Yeah. Everything is the same. It's just you living and wanted to experience something. So I'm able to do that because the universe wanted to experience something some way. So but sometimes it's work. Sometimes you're like, oh God, answering an email or like, I mean, I know that sounds kind of like, that's kind of silly, but like, like the computer stuff gets on my nerves, so I do, and I love it, and it's fun, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a flyer or something, but then there's also the magic of improvisation, the magic of making stuff up on the spot, or the magic of writing a song, and you go, oh my God, this is good. Yeah. Like I just wrote 10 songs that weren't, and now this 11th one is. So I think it's good.
So you feel when the song's good, or
yeah, you feel something
personally.
And usually those are the ones that just write themselves.
Okay, yeah.
You're in a clear head. You're sitting outside, or you're in the studio, or in something just writes itself because you're just, I'm in a songwriting group. There's like 10 guys.
I think is Jason in that?
Jason's in that.
Yeah, I think
a couple other Australia regulars, Steve Poltz and Gregory Page, and this guy Bob Schneider out of Austin who kind of started it.
Yeah.
We all, in fact, half of Jason's album, half of my last 2 albums are songs from the songwriting game. Okay. And that's really good because and then you're really just trying to write and throw it to you guys, and you get a word, say it's like tiger spots, and then you write a song that has the word tiger spots in like 24 hours or 2 days, 1 or 2 days, and everybody sends them in, we listen, we go, good job, we move on. And you listen back and you're like, wow, these are really good songs because I wasn't trying to do anything.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to hit an image, I wasn't trying to write my ballad, or I wasn't trying to write my this song or that song. See, I don't have those people in my life yet too. I don't have those people. I mean, my manager goes, hey, look, we need something a little more singly, or something a little bit more we could put on, like, pitch to film and TV, and I'm all about that. Like, why not? I'd love to write a song for a TV show, or a thing, or something else, and especially if it's out of character. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh, I would so never write this song, but writing it for this, it's and I have choice at this point in my career. It's lovely to be an independent artist because you have the choice. Like, I don't, people say like, well, wouldn't you like to write a song for McDonald's or something? And I can honestly say that, no, I wouldn't. There's not enough money. Yeah. Because I don't believe in it. And belief in spirit and belief in yourself and what you feel strong to and what you love to is more important than any monetary kind of thing.
And where does your inspiration for these songs come from? Do they come from like all your experiences or
everything? Everything inspires everything.
Yeah. And you're in certain moods when you write a song. Do you find it easier to write when you're happy or sad or?
You know what? I've written songs freshly out of a breakup. A lot of songs trying to get out of a relationship. Yeah. I wrote songs when I'm completely single and like rocking the summertime. It's hardest to write a song when I'm allowing myself to accept boredom. Okay. Yeah. But when I don't allow myself to accept boredom, you don't try to overanalyze it.